Long ago, there was a story in the Old Testament of the Bible, namely Abraham and Isaac. Abraham was a faithful servant of God. Although he was old, he and his wife Sarah did not have children. However, God promised Abraham that his descendants would be as many as the stars in the sky and would become a great nation. Finally, in old age, Sarah gave birth to a son whom they named Isaac, according to God's promise. Several years after Isaac was born, God tested Abraham's loyalty by asking something that seemed impossible. God told Abraham to offer Isaac as a sacrifice on Mount Moriah. Although this was a difficult request, Abraham decided to obey God's command because of his deep faith. He believed that God must have a plan behind all of this. Abraham and Isaac began their journey to Mount Moriah. On the way, Isaac, who was unaware of his father's plan, asked, "Father, we have wood and fire, but where is the lamb for a burnt offering?" Abraham answered with full confidence, "The Lord will provide the lamb for a burnt offering, my son." This answer shows Abraham's great confidence in God's presence. Arriving at the top of the mountain, Abraham built an altar, tied Isaac, and placed him on wood to offer him as a sacrifice. When Abraham raised the knife to sacrifice his son, an angel of God called him from heaven and said, "Abraham, Abraham, don't do anything to the child. Now I know that you fear God, because you did not hesitate to hand over your only son to me." God provided a ram trapped in a thicket as a substitute for Isaac. Abraham offered the lamb as a sacrifice to God. The place was later named by Abraham, "The Lord Provides." With this, God reaffirmed his promise to Abraham that his descendants would become a great nation and a blessing to the whole world. This story is one of obedience, faith, and complete trust in God. Although Abraham was ordered to do something that seemed very difficult, he did not hesitate to obey God, believing that God would provide a better way. From this story, mankind learns about the value of sacrifice, obedience, and God's unfailing promise of salvation.